choose one to be your mate. One of these potential alpha candidates.
None of them. I choose Damon, the crippled alpha.
I am the only direct bloodline heir of the Iron Moon pack. Yet, I was born a female alpha. Everyone said that the 5 orphans my father brought back from the battlefield were the true future of the pack. He raised them into the most admired beta warriors in Iron Moon. As for me, I was nothing more than a pretty heir with noble blood who couldn't even maintain a stable wolf form. And as far as those 5 were concerned, I barely existed. I spent 10 years chasing after Kaelin Stone, only to earn countless looks of disdain in return. I used to think he treated all women that way, until one day, standing outside his bedroom door, I heard him swear to Vivian Moss.
I'll mark Lyra only to secure my position. You're the only mate I want.
Those words shattered everything I had believed in for the past 10 years. On the eve of the Elders' Council meeting, my father asked me who I wanted to choose. I thought of the way all 5 of them avoided my gaze.
If I'm getting married, I might as well make it strategic. I choose Damon Bloodfang of the Bloodfilled pack.
Damon was poisoned by Silver 5 years ago. His legs were left paralyzed, and rumors say he can't even complete a mating mark anymore. Are you sure?
Love isn't something people in our position get to negotiate. If everything comes down to power and survival, then I choose strength, not sentiment. Damon may be crippled, but his bloodline, his pack, and his warriors still outweigh those 5 men combined.
My father's expression darkened.
You say that so easily, but are you telling me none of the 5 boys I raised for you ever caught your attention?
My mother had been my father's only mate. She died the year I was born. A rogue attack. Too much blood loss. No second chance. After that, he never took another mate. But he also never fully believed a female alpha could carry Iron Moon alone. So he followed the council's recommendation. He brought back 5 orphaned boys from the battlefield and raised them inside Iron Moon. He made one rule from the beginning. No matter who I chose, that man would be granted alpha status, meant to rule beside me, not beneath me. That was his compromise. Love me fiercely, and still not trust me enough to do it alone. I met his gaze.
My bond with Damon Bloodbolt doesn't require sentiment. It only requires succession. He is the sole heir of Bloodbolt. That makes him more valuable than any arranged foster alliance you built here. Compared to relying on adopted sons to stabilize Iron Moon, an alliance with a true power pack is simply the rational choice.
Silence stretched between us.
If none of them were able to hold your attention, then there is no reason to keep them in Iron Moon.
Then Vivian showed up. The moment her eyes landed on me, she shifted back instinctively and slipped behind Kaelin.
She didn't do anything. Drop it for today.
I stared at them. 5 men. The same 5 who were supposed to stand behind me. Now all of them stood in front of her, protecting her from me. Something in my memory snapped open. 1 year ago, not long after Vivian arrived at Iron Moon. That night, I carried healing broth to Kaelin's quarters. He'd been injured during border patrol. He told me not to come. I still did. His door wasn't fully shut.
Kaelin, are you really going to mark Lyra?
My hand froze on the doorframe.
No. I won't mark her.
My chest tightened before I even understood why.
Then why did you agree to Alpha Ronin?
Because that's the only way I can become Alpha of Iron Moon. And Lyra, she's just stepping stone. Once I take control, I'll send her away.
Then what about me?
You're the only one I want. Once I take Alpha, I'll mark you publicly. You'll be my Luna. She can't even shift right. Luna? Seriously? She's only valuable because of her bloodline. Nothing else. Does she actually believe we'd choose her?
When she finds out, she's going to break.
Like it was already decided.
Then you won't lie to me, right?
I swear. Only you.
The bowl slipped from my hands. It hit the ground and shattered.
Who's there?
I moved into the shadow beside the doorway and held my breath. Kalen stepped out. His eyes dropped to the broken bowl.
A cat.
I stayed where I was. Didn't speak, didn't cry, didn't make a sound. Only when the silence settled did I step back, into the moonlight. It spilled across my face like something too clean for what I was feeling. The next morning, I met Vivian in the garden. She was holding a bowl of flower essence, smiling like she had been waiting for me.
Good morning, Lyra. Sleep well?
Now there was ease in her expression, confidence.
I did.
She paused, just for a second.
Lyra, this was my mother's. I wanted you to have it. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Before I could respond, Kalen appeared.
You're seriously taking her mother's relic? Now?
I froze. Vivian dropped instantly, knees to the ground.
It wasn't Lyra. I gave it to her. Please, don't blame her.
She slammed her forehead into the ground. Again, blood showed almost immediately. Marek arrived first, then Corbin, Orion, Riven.
Lyra! Enough! You're the heir, not a bully. You have everything. And you still take the only thing she has?
Riven drew his dagger in one smooth motion.
Apologize.
An alpha air boxed in on all sides. They weren't asking. They were pressing me down, forcing submission, forcing my neck exposed to an omega who was clearly playing a game they refused to see. Vivienne kept her head lowered, but I caught it anyway. That small, satisfied curve at the corner of her mouth. I didn't fight back, because somewhere deep down, there was still a stupid, fragile part of me that waited. Maybe Kalen would step in. Maybe he'd say, "This doesn't add up." He didn't.
Apologize, or I don't mark you.
That line landed harder than anything else, because I had already given him everything I had in me. I couldn't afford to lose him. Not then. So I lowered my head. My throat burned as I exposed my neck.
I'm sorry.
And that moment, that single submission, lasted a year. After that day, Vivienne changed how she moved around me, like I was something dangerous. Sometimes she dropped to her knees the moment she saw me. Sometimes she hid behind the five of them, shaking, crying on cue, and I did nothing. Once, she tripped in the garden, a shallow scrape on her knee. Nothing serious, but she ran straight to Kalen in tears, claiming I had pushed her. No questions asked. All five of them came for me. They tore through my quarters like a storm. Everything broken, everything scattered.
If you touch her again, break a wolf legs myself.
I almost laughed. Wolf legs. I couldn't even shift properly, but it didn't matter. They believed her. Always her. The memory snapped back like a pulled thread. Vivian was still behind Kalen now, smiling faintly, like she had already won something no one else could see.
If you're that afraid I'll hurt her, you might as well leash her to your side.
Are you threatening me? What are you planning to do to her?
Let me guess. Now that we gave Vivienne a Starfall Sanctum, you're finally snapping?
You already have everything, but she has nothing. It's just Starfall Sanctum. Why are you acting like this is some tragedy?
My gaze sharpened.
Starfall Sanctum.
Starfall Sanctum wasn't just a place. It was a buried lunar basin deep under Iron Moon territory. When it hit the sacred waters, it refracted into something that looked like a galaxy trapped underground. My father spent 18 years building it. For me, a coming-of-age gift. Half a year ago, as it neared completion, he handed oversight to Kalen. He was supposed to present it to me on my ceremony day. Instead, it never reached me. It went to Vivian. My eyes locked on Kalen. He was the one who controlled final access. No one entered without his approval.
Vivian grew up on the outskirts of the pack. She's never seen a real night sky. I gave her a moment. That's all. The sanctum is still yours on paper. Don't turn this into something it isn't. And stop making a scene. If it comes to it, I'll announce our mating bond at your coming-of-age ceremony next month. That should satisfy you enough, right?
The way Kalen looked at me, calm, almost magnanimous, made something cold twist in my chest. For a second, I almost wondered if I was the one who didn't belong here. If anything, they looked at him like he was making some kind of noble sacrifice.
You really don't have to go this far. Lyra's spoiled, ruthless. Marking her is no different than marking a stone.
At least she'll finally get what she's been chasing for years.
Kaylin, don't do this for me. If it helps, I'll kneel to her. I'll beg. I'll do anything she wants.
I swallowed once, hard.
I won't choose you.
Kalen's brow lifted slightly, like he was still deciding whether I was serious. Marek and Corbin exchanged a look, like they were more afraid I'd choose them instead. That alone hit something deep in my chest. 10 years, standing behind them, and still I was the only one treated like I didn't belong in the same space. I turned to leave. Vivian caught my wrist. Then she dropped instantly, knees to the ground, head lowered.
Please, don't make this harder for Kaylin. The 5 of them were brought into Iron Moon. They were never equal to begin with. If you're going to report this over Starfall Sanctuary, I'll apologize. I'll do whatever you want.
Then she started bowing, fast, hard. Her forehead hit the ground until blood appeared. Kalen moved immediately. He pulled her up, jaw tight.
So you say you won't choose me, but when the time comes, don't change your mind. This whole thing, you're just trying to pressure her indirectly. You just want an excuse to report her and force her out, don't you?
I don't care what you think. I won't choose you.
Kalen grabbed my wrist hard.
Not me? Then who? Marek? Corbin? Mark wants freedom. Corbin wants peace. Haven't you already taken enough from them? If you agree to stop targeting Vivienne, I'll mark you. Just stop this. That's all I'm asking.
For the first time, he looked exhausted.
Like I had been the one wearing him down for years. I held his gaze for a long moment, then said quietly,
Everything will go the way you want.
He was afraid I'd hurt Vivienne. He refused to mark me. Fine. Once I became Damon Bloodfang's mate, none of this would matter anyway. The day of my coming-of-age ceremony arrived. Iron Moon had been transformed. Everyone knew why they were here. Not just my 18th birthday, my mate declaration. And everyone already knew the outcome. Kalen Stone. Because I had chased him for 10 years. Because the entire pack had watched it happen. The 5 of them stood in the front row. Even the guests looked at them more than they looked at me. Like this ceremony belonged to them. I was about to shut down the whispers when a servant screamed.
Help! Vivian is missing! There's a note! She's been kidnapped!
The shift was immediate. Marek moved first. Before I could even turn, my head snapped to the side. Silence swallowed the entire hall. The pain landed a beat too late. Around us, people scattered instinctively. Kalen grabbed Marek's arm before he could swing again. Then he looked at me.
We already stood here like you're choosing between us, like we're disposable, and it still isn't enough?
His voice sharpened.
Do you want her dead?
I stared back at him. Corbin looked at me like I was something contaminated.
You waited until she was alone and staged this. You really think we won't see through it?
That's when it clicked. Not confusion, clarity. Vivian had done this again. And this time, she'd done it in front of everyone. No one moved to intervene. Not after I was slapped in public. Not after I stood there bleeding pride. Because they had already made their decision. Iron Moon wasn't mine in their eyes.
Apologize.
He let out a short, humorless laugh.
Vivian nearly lost her innocence, and you're worried about a slap?
Then she appeared, crying, running, her dress torn, dirt-stained, like she had barely escaped something violent.
It was Lyra. She had me taken. She said she'd have rogue wolves to violate me, so I'd never come back.
The hall detonated. Whispers turned into outrage, shock into judgment. Kalen didn't hesitate. He pulled his coat around her like she was something fragile and irreplaceable. Then he looked at me.
You don't stop, do you?
His voice dropped.
I will never mark someone like you.
We left the council hall together. My father cast Kalen a brief, unreadable glance before walking out.
What did you report this time? Let me guess. She ran to Alpha again because we didn't treat her like royalty. Princess Lyra didn't get enough attention, so she needed to complain? You spent 10 years chasing after us. We never once wanted you. You can't even shift. You're nothing but a weak, useless wolf. Vivian is more of a wolf than you'll ever be. What makes you think you deserve us?
5 of us would never choose you.
Good. Remember this day. I, Lyra Ironmoon, reject all 5 of you as my mates.